This season, the Bengals have one of the more challenging schedules in the NFL. The strength of Cincinnati's schedule is .536, which means their opponents in 2022 had a record of 154-33-2 last season. The Bengals have won the AFC title for the last 2 years, but they are starting 2022 with a sense of being the underdog. What do you think? Was the Bengals in 2022 season a fluke? Stay tuned and let us all find out. But before tuning in, we would love it if you would click the like button, subscribe to our channel, and tap the notification bell for more updates and videos like this one. Before we dive into the topic, let's first give you some information about the team. In 1937, the Cincinnati Bengals played their first game as a professional football team in Cincinnati, Ohio. The American Football League, which this team was a part of, ended after the 1937 season. Overall, the Bengals had 2 wins, 4 losses, and 2 ties. In 1938, the team kept playing as an independent team. In 1939, it joined a new American Football League, but that league folded the same year. In 1940, the Cincinnati Bengals joined the Third American Football League. World War II started the following year, making it hard to find people to work because several men joined the military. This prompted this newer AFL to cease playing after the 1941 season. In 1967, professional football came back to Cincinnati. The American Football League gave Paul Brown, the former coach of the Cleveland Browns, permission to start a team in Cincinnati. Brown chose the name the Bengals to honor the teams who had played for Cincinnati and had the same name. The first season for the team was in 1968. Cincinnati's Nippert Stadium was where the Bengals played their home games. The Bengals had a terrible year with Brown as their coach, going 3-11-0. The Bengals had a record of 4-9-1 the next year, which was not much better. In the 1970s, things went much better for the Bengals. The Bengals won 74 games and lost 74 more over the course of the decade. The Bengals made the playoffs in 1970, 1973, and 1975, but they lost in the first round each of those years. The Bengals also started playing in a new stadium in 1970. It was called Riverfront Stadium, and it was built on the Ohio River in downtown Cincinnati. After the playoffs in 1975, Brown stopped being a coach. Bill Johnson took his place. After 2 successful seasons, Johnson's 3rd season didn't get off to a good start. He didn't win any of his first 5 games in 1978. Homer Rice quickly took over for Johnson, but still, he didn't do much better. Forrest Gregg took over as head coach in 1980. The most successful decade for the Bengals was the 80s. Under Gregg and his replacement Sam Wyche, who took over in 1984, the Bengals won 81 games and lost 71. In 1981, 1982, 1988, and 1990, the team made it to the playoffs. In 1981 and 1988, they even made it to the Super Bowl. The Bengals played against the 49ers in both Super Bowls. Both times, the Bengals lost. The Cincinnati Bengals have been having trouble since they lost the Super Bowl in the 1988 season. In 1992, Dave Shula took the place of Sam Wyche. Shula did not lead the team to any wins while in charge. During the 1996 season, Bruce Coslet took over for Don Shula. However, other than his first season, Coslet never won more than 7 games, less than half of the season's games, in a single season. Dick LeBeau took over for Coslet in the middle of the 2000 season. During his 2.5 years with the Bengals, he also had losing records. In 2003, Marvin Lewis became the head coach. Under Lewis's leadership, the Bengals have had more success, and in 2005, they went back to the NFL playoffs. The Bengals now had their games in downtown Cincinnati at Paul Brown Stadium. Given this information from the Bengals' play games history, were the 2021 Bengals a fluke or a great team? Joe Burrow helped lead the Cincinnati Bengals to the Super Bowl for the first time in 33 years in his first season as quarterback in the NFL. Now that the offensive line has been fixed up to protect Burrow, can he and the Cincinnati Bengals make another run in 2022? They beat the top 2 seeds in the AFC when they were away from home. They almost lost the Super Bowl to the heavily favored Los Angeles Rams, who played in their home stadium. It would be hard to say that the Bengals winning the AFC North, the AFC, and coming within 2 minutes of winning the Super Bowl were just a fluke. Look at what happened to the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2017, or the Tennessee Titans in 2019. Both teams made it to the AFC Championship game, but neither stirred as much as the Cincinnati Bengals did in 2021. There was a clear drop in the AFC North, much lower than it usually is. The Ravens were hurt everywhere. Seeing Ben Roethlisberger try to play quarterback when he could barely walk was a nightmare. And all we know that the drama between Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns kept them from doing well. Cincinnati dominated division play, going 5-1. Their only loss came against the Browns in Week 18 when Burrow was out of the lineup. It's hard to say that the three North teams all got better during the offseason. Even though Burrow was sacked 70 times in 20 games, it's hard to understand how good he was, the most in the league. It won't happen again, and it shouldn't, but it's crazy that Burrow and the offense could get past so many bad plays to get to the Super Bowl. Before the 2021 NFL season, not many people thought the Cincinnati Bengals would run for the championship. One source said that they had the third worst chance of winning the Super Bowl when the season started. But Joe Burrow, the team's second-year quarterback, had a great year, and Jamar Chase, the team's wide receiver, won the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. The Bengals ended up with a 10-7, and they beat the Tennessee Titans and Kansas City Chiefs in close playoff games to get to the Super Bowl, where they lost to the Los Angeles Rams. Some people still think that what Cincinnati did last season was nothing more than a fluke. Will the Bengals be ready to be the hunted? A team like that will lose some ground because it may have a stricter schedule and will almost always get the best shot from the other teams. If the Bengals want to keep their lead in the AFC North, they will have to step up their game. The Browns may be a sleeper team in that division, but with star running back Nick Chubb, new wide receiver Amari Cooper, and a new quarterback Deshaun Watson, they could challenge the division title if enough things go their way. Cincinnati's defense needs to improve because it was only ranked 17th in terms of points allowed, in 18th in terms of total yards allowed, and 26th in passing yards allowed. So, what do you think? Are the Bengals being a fluke or not? Let me know your thoughts and comment down below.